Good afternoon, crewmates. Captain Andy here to play Final Fantasy XIV a little bit more. It's been a little over a week since last I streamed. Actually, roughly about a week since the last time I streamed. And I meant to come on yesterday. Long story short, I was completely exhausted yesterday, so I could not come and stream. Or else I would have fallen asleep during the middle of my stream, and as interesting as that might have been, we're here now. So as per what I was saying with my last stream today, well, my next stream would be, this stream here was going to be towards showing the minor story to continue on with the quest lines of the jobs and classes of Ul'dah, and my goal is to by tomorrow try and get the rest done for Ul'dah. I'm doing minor today. I will be doing another stream later on today to focus on goldsmithing. After that, there should be only 2 more classes after that. One would be weaving, clothecraft, and the last being alchemy. So we're going to jump right in. We're going to go right into, well, as soon as it gets us in, we're going to go straight into the mining section. Mining quest line and have fun with that. What's kind of cool with the miners, it actually has its own bar. At least that's what it was back in 1.0. I suppose it still can be now, but not all the many storylines are not based in here. At least I don't remember any, aside from minor. We'll find out soon enough, as soon as it lets us in. Now loading. We are now loading again. Alright. I guess I was here last. I guess I was doing something, don't remember. So, got enough inventory space, about 10 should be enough. So we're straight down to miner. I'm mining here. So we want to be a miner. So miner, as mentioned earlier, it's in Ul'dah where you get to find the quest line for that. Specifically in Stuff to Thal. And as you can imagine, the quests are going to be mining based, where you get the mine stuff. Destroy rocks, and then you get to destroy more rocks. And in case that didn't click in, you get to mine more rocks after that. Lots of rocks. But nonetheless, it's still part of the storyline, and I think it's kind of cool that they actually have a storyline for the crafters and gatherer classes. Now, should be right down here. There it is. Right here is where the Reaper questline is, which I will not be able to touch for quite some time. But it will get done eventually. Here's the Weaving Guild. We're not weaving yet anything today. Bitter Snow. And this is a long way to the Miners Guild. Yeah, so this used to be a bar. I had a bit more interesting people here. It's actually where part of the main story in Ul'dah and 1.0 took place with Philomena. I guess this would be a place where you can change. I guess this guy's drunk. I guess it could still be. There's like a little cabinet here, but maybe this is not like a miner's junk tank. I don't know. Yeah, it used to be a stage where I remember it. Philomena did some dancing here, singing. More singing, she was a songstress, I think. Either case. Alright, let's get this party started, shall we? With Lynette. Well met, adventurer. You stand within the Miners Guild, the place where seekers of the realm's mineral wealth gather. With pickaxe and sledgehammer, we miners work rock and earth that they might yield ores, fossils, precious stones, and more. If you have a mind to join our ranks, you will be pleased to know that we are currently recruiting. Great riches await those with strong backs and keen eyes. By the way, this is new content for Clalin. This is not a New Game Plus. I'll do that when I go with Limsa. But this is not New Game Plus. This is actual new stuff for Clalin. Yes, let's join the Miners Guild. A decision you will not regret. You have just taken your first step towards striking it rich. To look at the land around Ul'dah, one would be forgiven for thinking the region barren of opportunity. But beneath the surface, the scene cannot be more different. There lie veins of copper, silver, and gold beyond measure. For as long as he had dealt in Thanalan, man has availed himself of these vast deposits, giving rise to a thriving mining trade, which forms the foundation of our nation's prosperity. Of course, the mining trade as it is today owes much to an event which took place some century and a half ago, namely the Mad Muthor Rush. Kind of like the gold rush of North America back in the day. Never before had the Sultanate seen such an influx of migrants. Endless throngs came from lands near and far, spurred on by the dream of discovering the motherlode. Alas, the harsh reality awaited them. You see, the vast majority of those poor souls were miners in name alone, and they possessed neither the proper equipment nor the training to realize their dreams. To make matters worse, the mining concerns, who in those days held absolute power, did not scruple to exploit them. Presented with a glut of unskilled labor, they proceeded to fill every tunnel to bursting, and atrocious working conditions soon became the norm. Miners were paid a pittance for back-breaking labor and saw naught of the riches they unearthed. Pushed to breaking point, the workers banded together to form the Miners Guild, with the aim of improving conditions while protecting the integrity of the trade. Since then, we have sought to educate folk in correct mining practices, both to prevent accidents and to curb the impact of our trade has upon the environment. I trust you now have a better understanding of what we do. All that is left is to commit your name to a role. When you are ready to do so, pray speak with me again. I shall guide you through the enrollment procedure. Alright, so, are you ready to join the Miners Guild? Accept. Music to my ears. Alright, the kind made when one's pickaxe strikes gold. You must introduce yourself to Guildmaster Adalberta right away. Her approval is required if you are to be formally admitted to her ranks. In case you're unaware, Adalberta is perhaps the most accomplished of those miners who swing a pickaxe. Her understanding of our trade is unsurpassed, and her flair for prospecting uncanny. Her brain, in short, is a veritable gold mine of knowledge, much of it concerning the mining of gold. Ha ha! Just and again, you stand to learn a great deal from her. When you're ready, pray present yourself to Adalberta. You'll find her down the steps yonder, over by the bar. Well met, adventurer. Adalberta is my name, and I'm the master of this guild. I take it you wish to become a miner? Well, our doors are open to all who aren't afraid to work hard and get dirty. Thanks to recent advances in refining techniques, it's now possible to smelt even low-purity ores. I mention this because it's allowed us to reopen a number of mines which were long thought exhausted, prompting trade to flourish. Truth be told, with the business as it is at the moment, we can't take on enough new miners, and few folk make better miners than adventurers, you being a hardy lot. What's more, you're well-traveled, which serves to expand the guild's sphere of activity. Oh, but I'm not suggesting you join solely for our benefit. For your part, you'll acquire skills that will prove to your profit, a mutually beneficial agreement. I trust you'll agree? So, what say you? You will join us, yes? Of course. Then I bid you welcome to the Miners Guild. May your toils never go unrewarded. Now then, here's a pickaxe for you to get started. It's not the newest, but it should serve a novice well enough. Go on and take it up. See how it feels in your hand. Speak to me again when you're ready, and I'll assign you a little task to help you get into the swing of things. My dear, I've been mining since 1.0. I'm gonna sell these stuff I pick up. You look good with a pickaxe. Now that you're suitably equipped, your training can commence. A miner learns her craft best in the wilderness with pickaxe in hand. To begin, let's see how you fare with good old copper ore. Bring me, say, 10 chunks. There are deposits of the stuff throughout Clalin. I doubt you have to go very far outside the city. Seek out some promising locations outside the Gate of Sultana and the Gate of Nald and swing away. The motion may feel awkward at first, but in time, it becomes second nature. Miners use pickaxes and other tools to extract the mineral wealth of Eorzea and gather materials used in crafting. Locations can be mined for resources are known as mineral deposits. To look at mineral deposits, make your way out of the city, then use the miner action known as prospect. I apparently already had 10 copper ores. These are old ores. They must have been from 1.0. Cricket ha. Mine is just about resting as it is working. That is to say, a hard day's work's labor demands a hard night's drinking. I think I'd like to have a drink too. It's 10 chunks of copper ore I want. The metal's common enough in Clalin. You shouldn't have trouble finding suitable deposits just outside the Gate of the Sultana and the Gate of Nald. Yeah, apparently I already have 10. I have 37 actually. Here. Let's see here. 10 chunks, just as I ordered. Well done. To me, is being a miner like you imagined? Harder than expected, is it? All new recruits say as much. I literally did not leave your establishment. Your bar. It takes a combination of knowledge, experience, and instinct to know where to dig. In my backpack, that's where I dug. Yet it's untimely back-breaking labor that yields you your prize. Make no mistake, Clalin. Mining is grueling work, and you'll be dog-tired most of the waking hours. But tell me, did you not feel invigorated each time your pickaxe struck home? Did you not experience a thrill of triumph when the earth finally yielded up your prize? That is what we miners live for. You may be right to collapse. Your faith cakes in weak old dirt, but the promise of discovery drives you on. In the instant you find that which you have long sought, in that sparkling instant you feel like a god amongst men. You've made a fine start, and I would see you maintain your efforts. Practice swinging your pickaxe till your arms have learnt the motions, then return here. I'll have another task for you. Level 5. Alright. Alright, next one. Hello there. 'Tis good to see you again. Judging by the blisters on your hand, it's plain you've been hard at it with your pickaxe. Good. You're ready for the next stage of your training. Yours is a vast realm filled with diverse environments, and your mineral wealth varies from region to region. Even within Clalin, there's a marked difference between east and west. If you want to be a successful miner, it is essential that you know where to look for what. And for that, you have to become intimate with Eorzea. How else can you expect her to reveal her innermost secrets to you? And getting to know her every square mom is no small undertaking, of course. But the alms soon add up, as I'm sure you'll find with your next task. I'd like you to seek out 10 bone chips for me. Just so you don't go about it blindly, here's a hint. You'll find these just beyond the gates of Nald. Off you go now, and happy digging. Alright, so I don't have 10 of those already. Do I have any? No. Alright. Bone chips. Really? That's it? Alright, let's go get ourselves some bone chips, guys. wonder how fast I can get this done. The class and job quests for Paladin, Monk, and Black Mage were longer than I expected. But as for gatherers and crafters, I don't know how long these will take. We'll see. Now, if I remember what they said, it should be around here. Oh. Alright. Here we go. Bone chips. 2, 3, 5, 6. I don't think this will take as long. All right. Let's get back to Ul'dah. All right, let's go this way. This way now. Luckily, or interestingly enough, for Ul'dah, all the gatherers and crafters are inside the steps of Thal. I know in Limsa Lemenza. Let's see, where's where? Marauders is in the upper decks. Arcanus and Rogue are in the lower decks. With fishing being the lower decks, and the two crafters being upper decks. Three crafters, because there's also a culinarian. And in Gridania, you have the archers and carpenters guild on the old Gridania, New Gridania, yeah, New Gridania. Old Gridania has leatherworking, botanist, white mage, and a conjurer. And yeah, all right, we got them all done. They're mixed up for then. Remember, that's 10 bone chips I want you to bring. Good luck. All right, here's 10. Ah, yes. Precisely 10 bone chips. You've done well. No doubt you had trouble tracking these down at first, but each chip you found added to your understanding. Okay. For your efforts, you've come to know we're best to search for bone chips. And it goes with for everything else we mine. Now, in addition to learning where to find materials, you should also make a point of knowing who needs them. For instance, armorers and blacksmiths are our best customers when it comes to ores, while goldsmiths would struggle to ply their trade if we didn't supply them with gold and gemstones. Oh, and I mustn't forget the alchemists. Those fellows can never have too much rock salt and cinnabar, and we often rub shoulders with them. In short, know whence it comes and whither it goes. To be sure, you still have much more to learn, and there's no substitute for hard work. Oh, don't look so glum. Just be thankful you don't have to bleeding memorize all that information. You have a gathering log for such stuff. Make good use of it, and you can't go wrong. That's all for now. Keep up your efforts, and visit me again when you've spent more time in the wilds with the pickaxe in hand. I have another task for you when you've perfected your swing. Okay. Since I already got, I'm just gonna grab the money. Sell them. Probably have to sell my stuff soon. Ah, there she is, the Rising Star of the Miners Guild. Hey, Fiora, how's it going today? Hope you're having a great time today. Fiora Lalab. Alright. Ah, there she is, the Rising Star of the Miners Guild. Oh, don't be like that, I'm only teasing. Which is not to say that isn't true. The fact is, you've been working tirelessly and you've improved more quickly than I could have hoped. Indeed, I think you're ready to handle a task and the name of the guild. As you probably know, we receive orders from various parties, but most come from Amaljan's Son's Mineral Concern. The concern actually owns this hall, but they've kindly given us the loan of it. In return, they get first pick a guild talent to work their mines. On occasion, they send requests for us to procure less widely known materials, commodities required in quantities too small to warrant anything beyond an ad hoc arrangement. One such request happens to have just arrived just now, and I want you to take care of it. This time, the concern needs 10 pieces of obsidian, and I'd like you to procure them. You have the best luck searching around the hammers in Western Thanalan. 10 chunks of obsidian. Do I actually have that somewhere? Curious. I'm not going to buy these off the market, but I'm just curious. I need to know what it looks like so I can just search. And yes, if you want to cheese some of these quests, you can just quickly go get them from the marker board. Alright, do I have any of these? I do! In my retainer. Well. This is my version of cheesing. I've already done it. Yes, I have a retainer with the same name as Clalin. This was before I had to change Clalin Strath's name. She was the original Andine, but things happened where I had to change that name. You know what? Just gonna have you sell that, buddy. And just like that, quest is done. I'm such a dweeb. Alright, let's go ahead and this quest in. I hope this minor quest line doesn't take 2 hours to complete. We'll see what happens. We're at quest level 10. Well, there's a quest every 5 levels, so that makes, after this, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. 8 quests, give or take. Ah! Not going to Weaver's Guild. And yeah, it's cool about this with Miner. When you draw your tool, like a weapon, it comes out as if it was a sword, like one-handed sword. You put it back, it follows the motion as a two-handed sword, but it goes right onto your back. Got some pretty lanky arms to get that. And very flexible arms to just put around your back like that. Remember, it's 10 pieces of obsidian we need. You have the best luck searching around the Western Thanalan. The hammers of Western Thanalan. Obsidian. A sharp, glossy volcanic stone often used in the manufacture of weapons and jewelry. Oh, this is some fine obsidian. The concerned will be well pleased. In case you're wondering, the spoils of your labor are bound for the Colosseum. I'm told there's to be an exhibition featuring ancient arms. One of these is the Macrohulti, a wooden sword with shards of obsidian embedded in its edge. Before man learned to work metal, he used various kinds of stones to craft blades for his weapons. Obsidian was among the most coveted thanks to the razor-sharp edge it could achieve. These days, of course, blades are commonly forged of steel, and obsidian has fallen out of favor. But there's still some folk out there willing to pay good coin for it nonetheless. As an ambitious young miner, you do well to pay attention to such customers. Make the effort to stay abreast of demand, and your efforts will be more richly rewarded. You continue to impress your progress. It's past time you learned how to use a sledgehammer. Okay. It's a secondary tool that we use in conjunction with the pickaxe. Thus equipped, you'll be able to break outcrops of bedrock and get to the precious minerals within. Well, what are you waiting for? Go and find a rocky outcrop and give that sledgehammer of yours a swing. Get some more tin ores. Bronze. La 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 da da da. Clalin, I've been searching high and low for you. You have a visitor, and no ordinary one at that. I speak of Deep Canyon, vice foreman of Amaljan's Sons Mineral Concern. It seems word of your sizable haul of obsidian has reached his ears, and now he wishes to meet with you. I can only speculate as to his intentions, I'm afraid. We haven't spoken much of late. Truth be told, I've scarcely seen him. You'd never know it, but we used to be close. Anyway, I suggest you go and see the man. Find out what he wants of you. He's waiting by the entrance. Deep Canyon. You must be Clalin Seraph. I've been waiting for you. I'm Deep Canyon, vice foreman of the concern. I must say, you're not what I was expecting. I was sure Alberta's newest protege would be an Alamigan, like every other miner this place produces these days. But I'll wager you're even farther afield. And that you're an adventurer. No offense, but in these parts, adventurers are known for being fickle buggers who break pledges like the rest of us break bread. Truth be told, I've always wondered whether you lot are actually good for Ulda. But it seems you're not like the others. It takes more than a job in miner to deliver an order from the concern. I have a mind to assign you work. Real work. But before I do, I'm obliged to test you. I want you to procure 10 ounces of cinnabar for me. Do this, and we'll talk about more lucrative undertakings. Of course, a bit of cinnabar wouldn't pose much of a trouble for the guild's rising star. 'Tis but a formality. And speaking of formalities, be sure to tell your guildmaster about your little test. She's the one in charge around here, after all. I won't have it said that I'm undermining her authority. Cinnabar. Wonder if I have that too. A test from Deep Canyon, you say? I thought as much. In case you don't know, cinnabar's the mineral used to make quicksilver. It's found in certain types of rock, and you invariably need a sledgehammer to get at it. Now, I don't mean to dampen your spirits, but contrary to what you were told, cinnabar isn't easy to find. In fact, I've it's known to elude experienced miners. And here you are, tasked with procuring 10 ounces of this stuff. Safe to say this test is no mere formality. I may not be able to help you dig, but I can point you in the right direction. Just search outside the Sunrise Gates. The rocky outcrops there are known to yield cinnabar. 10 ounces may sound like nothing, but take it from me, you have to work for every one. This is a big task, but I believe you're equal to it. Alright, let's see if I have that stuff. In case I don't, where can I get it? Alright. Simple enough. Wait, can't I just buy that from the Alchemist Guild? I'll just grab from my... Alright, guys. Make my job easy for me now. Alright, cinnabar, cinnabar. Here we go. Alright, let's go back. I used to mine lots back then, I guess, and just kept everything. Paying off now. Down the stairs. Here you go. Here, buddy. I want 10 ounces of cinnabar and not one less. Oh, and make it quick. I've got other commissions that want seen to. This red mineral is used to create quicksilver, as well as potent sedatives. Well, well, the full amount. Congratulations, you've passed the test. Seems you got even more potential than I've been led to believe. This guild's no place for a lass of your talent. I'd make you my personal assistant, but sadly for you, the position's not open to adventurers. Why? Because the concern only employs those whose roots are firmly placed in Ul'dah. Our nation owes much to its prosperity in the mining trade, but more and more we see outsiders growing fat off the knowledge of our forebears. Oh, I know full well there are decent foreigners out there who give as much as they get. Yourself, for one. But ultimately, what belongs to Ul'dah should stay in Ul'dah hands. Of course, the current guildmaster doesn't share our way of thinking, which is something I dare say we'll need to see about correcting before long. Might be a business as good, but 'tis better to be short-handed than to watch outsiders make off with our wealth. But we're talking about you. You've proven yourself capable, and the concern will have more work for you in the coming days. Depend on it. Before I go, here's some free advice from me. Pay more attention to your gear. What you wear and yield affects how well you work. Even a decent pair of gloves can make a world of difference. Take my word for it. These things cost money, 'tis true, but what's the price of a pair of gloves compared to the untold wealth that lies out there, waiting to be dug up? Bugger all, that's what. And on that note, I'll be off. I don't doubt we'll meet again soon, assuming you stick with the trade long enough, that is. Yeah, these things at the bottom, it's written down just good tips, like some gear generate more GP for you, especially accessories. And yeah, it does have a point. It's good to get current up-to-date gear to help you with your gathering. In some cases, you need a higher gear. Ah, Clalin, I hear you passed the Vice Foreman's test. Well done. I never doubted that you'd manage it, but I'm proud of you all the same. Tell me, did Deep Canyon have any words of advice for you by chance? I see. In case you're wondering, the Vice Foreman used to be a miner himself, but more than that, he used to be my mentor. My father was a miner too, but he died in a cave-in when I was but a child. The guild's been as a home to me since, and this members my family. I grew up here, watching girls sing and dance on that very stage. I even joined them for a while. It seemed the best way to please my adoptive family. I didn't want to become a miner back then, you see. After what happened to my father, I could scarcely face the thought of mining and spending a moment underground, never mind a lifetime. Not that the stage suited me much better. What's left? What exactly? Having been surrounded by miners for as long as I could remember, I began to wonder if I truly belonged among them. I even considered leaving. It was then that one of the guild's brightest and best took me by the hand and showed me the joys of mining. I speak, of course, of Deep Canyon. He taught me everything he knew, which was a great deal, and the more I learned of mining, the closer I felt to my father. I owe a lot to Deep Canyon, despite how things turned out. But I'm rambling. I only mean to tell you that the man knows what he's talking about, when it comes to mining at least. Now it's high time I taught you something. You are here to learn, after all. It concerns the Vice Foreman's advice to you. He speaks true. A miner who neglects his gear can't hope to work to his full potential. In the past, if you wanted to improve your gear, you had little choice but to replace it. But these days, we have materia. By your confused expression, I take it you're not familiar with the stuff. Well then, I reckon a lesson is in order. Simply put, materia is a kind of crystal that enhances the properties of equipment it's attached to. The attachment process is fairly simple, but that wasn't always the case. Time-wise, you needed substances called catalysts, true. And digging the stuff up once formed a healthy part of a miner's workday. Now, even though no one needs catalysts anymore, there's still educational merit in the gathering. To that end, I want you to try your hand at mining a variety of it, namely grade 1 carbonized matter. 15 fragments ought to do it. You have the best luck searching around the Nivelle checkpoint, over in Middle Lenosha. Oh, and you will certainly need your sledgehammer. I already have 2 of those, alright. Do I have more? If not, then I'm going to Lenosha. What does it look like? There you are. Alright, so we're going to Middle Lenosha. I'm not taking the boat there. No, 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 no. No, no, no. We are going to go the opposite of a boat. Just going to teleport. It's fogging. Alright, somewhere around here. No, let's go this way. It only takes us, actually. All we need is 15? Done. That was easy. Alright, let's go back. How goes your search for carbonized matter? Don't forget, it's 15 fragments I want. There you go. Aye, precisely 15 fragments of grade 1 carbonized matter. Well done. Now, I expect you're keen to learn about materia. Well, the first thing I should tell you is that it's not been around for long. In yours, at least. Knowledge of its use only came to our shore a few years back. True? The process of enhancing equipment goes something like this. First, you take your well-worn gear and extract materia from it. Don't ask me how. Then you take that materia and attach it to the item you want to enhance. It's this procedure known as melding that once required catalysts like the kind you just brought me. I only mention at this point that the actual task of melding is something that only skilled disciplines of the hand should attempt. That's weavers, guildsmiths, and so on. These people used to depend on us disciples of the land to supply them with catalysts. Then catalyst-free melding was discovered and we lost not a single source of work. Oh, and then we lost not a small source of work. But that's just progress for you. I try to be happy for it. Now, there's various kinds of materia, each offering unique benefits. And as I'm sure you've guessed, some of them can be exceedingly useful to miners. In these cases, which I recommend you seek out. Once you find a material you like, you just need to ask a friendly disciple of the hand to do melding for you. I'm sure there's one among your acquaintances. Da, da, la, la, da, da, da. Clalin, you couldn't come at a better time. One of our number has taken ill, you see, and I need someone to handle the work assigned to him. Tell me, are you familiar with effervescent water? Alchemists use it to make a substance called natron, and bakers use natron for leveling, that is, raising dough. Without it, there'd be no ginger cookies, crumpets, blood currant tarts. As you may have gathered, I'm fond of the odd sweeter three. Coarse, effervescent water. Effervescent water's good for making more than just baking. A lot of miners ask for a drop of it in their drinks. Makes the stronger stuff that bit more refreshing, you see. And let me tell you, there's nothing better to wash away the dust of a hard day's mining. But you didn't come here to ask my thoughts on food and drink. You came here to learn about mining. And so you shall, by procuring some effervescent water for me. The Alchemist Guild needs about 15 bottles of this stuff, and urgently. You couldn't stress that enough. From what I can make out, they themselves are scrambling to fulfill an urgent order for natron from the Bismarck in Lominsa. It's one of yours finest restaurants, in case you didn't know. Anyway, you best get going. You'll need to work fast to make up for all the time I wasted chattering about sweets and grog. Oh, and you'll have the best luck. You have the best luck mining around Buskar and Scar over in the Black Shroud. Yep, that's true. I think I've got this before. Well, I need to farm it myself for my own crafting. Pretty sure I have. There it is. Is this the right spot for it? I'll find out. It is. Oh, I'm done. Bye, guys. Before I go, I'm just gonna get rid of the extra I got. The other stuff. Wow. Alright. Yeah, this is going a little bit quicker than the other ones have, but it's mostly just dialogue, this one. 15 bottles of effervescent water, quick as you can. And remember, you're like to find it in Buskar and Scar over in Gridania's South Shroud. Effervescent water, naturally sparkling water bottled at the source. Right in the nick of time. My thanks. I assure that these are sent over immediately. But before I do, I should probably expand a bit on what we're talking about here. But earlier. Specifically, the part about mixing spirits with effervescent water. See, I wasn't lying when I told you a lot of folk find the combination refreshing. It is refreshing. In fact, adding a bit of bubbly water makes the stuff go down so easily, you have to be sure not to drink yourself under the table. I say that's partially for your own good, and partly because the lad whose task you just took over of wasn't careful. Doff saw it through up right where you're standing. Oh, but it doesn't end there. He then slipped in his own puke and split his head open on the bar on the way down. Suffice it to say, he won't be working for a while. Thankfully, you took up the slack, and all is well with the guild once more. I could do with a few more like you. Keep up the good work, you hear? Uh-huh. Getting a lot of XP from doing this. Ah, Clalin, just the person I was about to send for you. There's an order I want your help with, see? And it comes from the Gladiators Guild, via the Vice Foreman himself. You recall the time I had you procure obsidian? Well, this time I need you to find Wyvern obsidian, which is a good deal rarer. How rare, you ask? Let's just say I've handled the stuff no more than a dozen times in my life. So it'll be a bugger to find, but don't worry, you won't be working alone. Just so happens one of your guildmates has volunteered for the task. And considering how difficult it's like to be, I've decided to have the two of you work together. Your partner's name is Wide Gully, and he's waiting for you on the far side of the stage. Go over and introduce yourself, and he'll tell you everything you need to know. Run along now. Oh, and good luck. You weren't there before, buddy. You must be Clalin, the Guildmaster's pet. I've heard much and more about you. You tell me you've got talent. Trouble is, you're an adventurer, And anyone with an ounce of sense knows adventures can't be trusted. Adalberta's sorely mistaken to think you're any different. Likewise, she's sorely mistaken if she thinks I'm gonna help you find 15 chunks of wyvern obsidian. I'd sooner follow my own pickaxe than see you take the credit for my hard work. That said, I'm not about to risk getting kicked out of the guild for disobeying a direct order. Luckily, there are other ways to handle this. What do you say to a contest? Contest. It's nigh on as good as cooperating, and as long as the client gets what he wants, Adalberta won't have cause to complain, will she? So, here's the deal. We mine for wyvern obsidian separately, and whoever brings back the better haul, that's to say, the pure haul, is the winner. Simple, yes? Now, you both know I've been doing this a lot longer than you, and I won't have it said that I've trounced a novice. So, to make this more interesting, I'll give as long as you want. For all good that'll do ya. Oh, you can even go and talk to the client if you like. His name's Roger. And you'll find him outside the Gladiators Guild. Might be as he can tell you something useful. Roger, Roger. Gladiators Guild, not a problem. Goldsmith back there. But we're going towards the Gladiator Guild. To speak to the man named Roger. Hey, Roger. Aye, I'm Roger. What can I do for you? Got yourself into a contest with the guy Gully, say? Ooh, I don't envy you, miss. I don't know much about mine myself, but I do know that Wild Gully is good at his job. You can't be Deep Canyon Stone without knowing a thing or two about being a miner. Anyway, I have no idea whose idea this contest of yours was, but if it means I get goods of better quality, you won't hear any complaints from me. Now, you wanted to ask me about wyvern obsidian, didn't you? Well, I'll tell you what little I know, but remember, I'm a gladiator, not a miner. Saying that, I've graced the blood sands for a while. Took a nasty blow to the knee, you see. Rest assured, the fellow that dealt it got far worse. Anyway, I'm all mended and ready for my return. And I want it to be glorious. Something that'll be sung by the bards. So I thought a shiny new sword was in order, and there's nothing like a plumed oak Makuahutli Hoodle to draw a crowd. Why? Because it doesn't have to be a single piece of metal in it. It doesn't have a single piece of metal in it. Makuaheme don't as a rule. Aye, not a speck of metal. And if you wield it right, the shards of wyvern obsidian embedded in the blade will cut armor like a hot knife through butter. Ah, but I'm rambling. You want to know where to find the stuff. Not what I plan to do with it. I vaguely recall a conversation I had with a miner a while back. We were talking about Makuaheme. Oh, did I mention that's what you call more than one Makuahutli? I can't pronounce it right. If someone can show how to pronounce that right, I would gladly say it better. Well, it is. But where was it? Ah, yes. We were chatting about Makuaheme, and the fellow said he'd previously dug up wyvern obsidian around Thal's Respite in eastern Thanalin. And that's all I know. Hope it helps. What if I have that? Let's find out. I do not. Good. So we go to Eastern Clalin. Wyvern Obsidian. Okay. Near Thal's Respite. I believe I know where that is. Would be this way. Actually. I think that's a pickaxeable thing. It is. Yeah, alright. So it's mineral deposits. I want not a rocky outcrop. There we are. Wonder if I'll be lucky again. Almost done with this quest. This is level 30 quest, so I got about a couple more to go. What's the matter? Don't tell me you're having trouble finding a paltry 15 chunks of Wyvern Obsidian. Wyvern Obsidian. A hard variety of obsidian, said to have been formed in the flames of a wyvern's breath. Oh, managed to scrape together the required amount, did you? Well then, let's see your sorry specimens just for the sake of format. Bugger me. They're black as night. This is some of the purest stuff I've ever... How in the seven hell did you find these? You, a mere adventurer. I'm loath to admit it, but your obsidian's superior to mine. Well, it may be as you've bested me on quality, but there's more to being a miner than that. You need to be able to give the client what he wants and when he wants it. In other words, you need speed. Without it, quality counts for naught. I was by far the faster man, and we'll call it a draw. So we'll call it a draw. But mark my words, I'll best you next time, both on speed and quality. And I'll see to it the obsidian gets to Roger. In the meantime, why don't you go and tell the guildmaster all about it? I care not what you say. Nice guy. Ah, how'd you find working with Wide Gully? What? He challenged you to a contest? As if the task weren't difficult enough. I'm sorry, that was hardly fair of him. He's a born miner. What's that? You beat him? Truly? But he's one of the guild's very best. Well done, girl. He claimed he was faster, did he? Well, speed is important, but White Gully set the rules, and by those rules you won, fair and square. You've come a long way, Clalin, a long way. You make me proud to be your mentor. At the same time, though, I must admit that the miner in me can't help feeling some envy. But it's that which keeps a veteran like me on my toes, lights a fire in my belly. And I wouldn't have it any other way. Keep doing what you're doing, and I'll do my damnedest to keep up. Good to see you again, Clalin. You were pleased to know that Roger was deeply impressed with the obsidian you got him. More so than that, he was impressed that you bested White Gully in the contest. 'Tis no ordinary miner who can outdo the vice foreman's own son. Lest you wonder, I knew full well who White Gully's father was when I tried to pair you both up. I also know that for a fact that he has his sights on my position. There's some whisper in my ear that I should expel him from the guild. But I can't help but think that short-sighted. After all, it's hardly a crime to want to be a guildmaster. What's more, White Gully is a tremendous gifted miner, and I'm not in the business of punishing excellence. To be sure, I'm still better overall, but I'm not above admitting there are certain areas in which he's more knowledgeable. I tell you this because you'll need to speak with him again for your next task. We received the order of 20 raw amethysts, you see? And none among us know more about the stones than he does. Now, I realize you didn't exactly get off on the right foot with White Gully, but the two of you are guildmates, and guildmates help one another no matter the differences. That's right, point at him. Strolling on over, bold as you please. After humiliating me the other day, you've got some gall, adventurer. I know why you're here. I heard about the order for raw amethysts too. No doubt you're wondering where to find them. And you're after my hard-earned knowledge. Well, I'll gladly share it with you. Why so obliging, you ask? 'Cause the knowledge ain't going to be worth a damn to you, that's why. You find all the raw amethysts you can carry near Hope Seed Pond over in Central Shroud. The problem has to do with the beasties inhabiting the place. They're more than aught else. Lindworms, droppers, sprites. I hear tell even jaded Jody's made her home there. Even Rob Bond would have trouble taking a stroll through that neck of the woods, let alone a common adventurer playing at miner. I don't expect to see you back here with 20 hairs on your head, much less 20 of them stones. Okay. I'm curious if I have that. Let's see if I have those. Nope. All right. This is all 35. All right. Ooh, draining. Raw amethyst. So I need 20. Not a problem. Six more to go. And while I have a couple more swings of my pickaxe, I'm just going to get some more shards. I'm just reading more into that message I was sent. Apologies if you can read, but this is much I like to listen to certain speech up there. That looks more like spam to me. Hi there, folks, before I continue. Hang on, folks. There we go. Do apologize for how long that took me to get rid of that. I came back to streaming about a couple weeks ago. It's still can't say it's a learning curve, but it's kind of like a learning curve. Going back to where I was. Oh, where was I now? All right. Let's continue on with this. You'll find raw amethyst near about Hopseed Pond over in the Central Shroud. Let's see how much you're willing to risk. Let's see how much you're willing to risk for 20 of them. Raw amethyst. An uncut, unpolished stone containing what appears to be an amethyst. Bugger me. You've mined these amethysts? I can't believe you made it past them nasty creatures. Though might be as it's time I stop being so surprised. You goddamn adventures come through more often than I care to admit. Any road, it's one thing to find the amethysts, but do you even know aught about them? Their properties? What they represent? Thought not. Well, here's a free lesson. Amethysts are lightning aspect gemstones, prized as embodiments of calmness, decisiveness, and intuition. In coming back with such a large haul of them, it would seem you've got all these things. I might have been hasty to pass judgment. The more I see your work, the more I see why the Guildmaster is so fond of you. I never imagined an adventure would give me my toughest competition. And now I've learned better than that, to take every adversary earnestly. Seems I'll have to redouble my efforts if I'm to secure my place as the best in the business. Don't you worry about the precious amethysts you brought. I'll see them safe to the guild stores. I look forward to our next contest, adventurer. That's when I'll drive the pickaxe home that I am the better miner. Alright, I'll just grab these silver pieces. Have you heard, Clalin? The latest tally has you tied with White Gully as the guild's highest earner. You started as a novice with a rusty pickaxe. Rusty? This is a titanium pickaxe right here. Anyways, now you're one of our stoutest pillars. You've come a long way, my friend. I find myself turning to you more often for difficult orders, the bulk of which have been coming from Deep Canyon. As you should well know from past expeditions, these tend to entail going to dangerous locales. I'm loath to put my people in harm's way, but the concern owns us. In truth, if not in name. It'd be ill done to refuse the request, no matter how onerous. But just this once, I have a mind to do just that. I can't in good conscience order you to a wild place like Corthus merely for the sake of 20 pieces of jade. Aye, that's what Deep Canyon is requesting this time. And if I have to send someone, you've rightly proven yourself the best candidate. But you should understand how risky the endeavor. Think long and hard before you do something we both regret. While you're mulling it over, though, I shall let you know that Wide Gully wanted a word. You'll find him in the usual place. I take your head about the job, and I can tell from the look of your eyes that you're already on board without giving it a go. When you came back with the amethyst that last time, I came to realize something. A true miner must be prepared to risk life and limb for its prize. Mining for jade at no less a place than Haldrath March in Corthus would be the perfect way to put my conviction to the proof. I challenge you to another contest. The first to find 20 pieces of jade and deliver them to Adalberta is the winner. The superior miner by all objective measures. I apparently already have 20 jades. Where? This? Alright then. Alright, I'm done. I won the contest. I understand that Wide Gully has challenged you yet again. I know the temptation to seek out victory, whatever the cost, but winning isn't everything. You do know what's right for you, right? I've already won the contest. Okay. An uncut, unpolished stone containing what appears to be jade. Alright. Here we go. By the 12, this is the jade. And such fine samples, too. Congratulations are in order. You've won the contest. Yeah, you just ran out and I just stayed because I had it in my back pocket, apparently. By default, that is. Wide Gully never got his 20 pieces, you see. As he went about his work, he lowered his guard and was attacked by a fell fiend. His wound was such that it was all he could do to run to safety. He's whole of body, if not worse for wear. He's like to be out of action for a while. But that's not the worst of it. More than a wound, you see, I worry for his state of mind. He saw you as a rival to surpass, but he ended up losing in a contest he himself devised. That kind of disappointment is enough to break most people. Trust me, I know. But I pray that Wide Gully has the strength to get back on his feet and take out the pickaxe once more. It'd be a shame to lose one so gifted. Let's return to the matter before us, though. I wasn't exaggerating about the quality of this jade. Its purity and strength allow you to see why it's thought of as the embodiment of immortality. Since ancient times, man has chosen to adorn his tools and garb with it. Imbuing yourself with the everlasting is certainly an attractive notion. And no more aware of that tradition than Wide Gully. It's for that very reason I intend to create for him a gift of jade. The stone bears my hopes that he will rise again, no matter how often the spinner might see fit to test him and bring him to his knees. Woo! Alright, I won. Yay! Hey, level up! Level 59, let's go! How to succeed without trying. Let's go! Ah, Clalin. I was hoping you'd come by. I need your help with something. It concerns Wide Gully. He's recovered from the wounds suffered in Corthus and resumed his mining for the guild. Wonderful news to be sure, but one thing yet troubles me. You see, Wide Gully has been taking on far more tasks than a single man should. Some attribute his newfound fervor to the sting of losing that ill-conceived jade contest. But I suspect there's more to the tale. I tried to broach the subject with him, but he's as stubborn as an aurochs, insisting it's not but my imagination. But I know there's something, and where I failed, you might succeed. Strange though as this may sound, you're the closest thing he has to a friend here. So I beg you, speak with Wide Gully and try to learn what ails him. Do what you can to ease his burdens. Okay. Hey, buddy. No doubt Albertata sent you. She's been on me something fierce since I came back. But it doesn't matter why you're here or at whose request. The simple truth is, I need your help. I've got a secret that would be sure to bring great shame to my family, but I need to tell someone. And I know you're an honest sort. Ledgers at the concern have been tampered with, and I'm being credited for work I didn't do. Wasn't keen on believing it, but the culprit is my own father. I first suspected something was off when I received my last evaluation. I know better than anyone what I do around here, and I knew I wasn't working that much. I looked over the concern's records of its dealings with the guild, and sure as day, I found some right damning evidence. Didn't know whether to laugh or cry. I never wanted it to be said that I had a leg up in the guild because I'm the vice foreman's son. If I were to succeed, I wanted it to be with my own hands. Learning that my old man was falsifying my accomplishments was like a punch to the gut. That's why I've been working so feverishly of late. By fulfilling enough orders, I'm hoping to turn my father's lies into truth. But I've taken on more jobs and I've got hands to juggle them with. So like I said, Adventurer, I need your help. I'd say I'm swallowing my pride to ask you this, but I've got no pride left. What happens from here on out, I'm a miner first and foremost. I just want to do my job. Right now, the order given me, the biggest headache is one for 20 chunks of electrum ore. You can find the stuff south of Camp Bronze Lake over in Upper Lenosha. Please hurry, and thanks. I know where that is. Apparently I have 20 of those too. Okay. Here. Have you got the 20 chunks of electrum ore yet? In case you've forgotten, you'll find them south of Camp Bronze Lake over in Upper Lenosha. Please hurry. Dude, I never left. Alright, otherwise, a decent sized piece of rock containing the precious metal electrum. Here, buddy. I just had them in my side pocket here. I couldn't have mined better ore myself. You've done me a great kindness. Gratitude rose clearly off my lips, does it? Mayhap that's something that comes more natural with time. 'Twas only my pride that held me back before, and as I've said, I've not of that left. I have to work harder than ever now to make my fictionalized accomplishments more than just ink on parchment. As of now, I'm a fraud, plain and simple. Not unlike this electrum, really. 'Tis impure stuff, gold mixed up with silver and other metals. Bah, what am I saying? The comparison ain't fair to electrum. At least this alloy is worth something. You see, when refined, electrum takes on an opulent whitish hue not seen in other metals. And there are certain things that can't be made without it. So it's prized by crafters. No, I'm not to liken myself to any metal. I'd have to be common brass. Stuff's pretty enough to look at when paused, but worth little and less. I had dreams of being special, one of a kind type of miner everyone respected, but now I just... Enough of this brooding. I hate myself as it is. No need to add being a whiny sop to the list of my failings. You saved my hide today, Clalin, and I'll find a way to repay you the debt. Mark my words. I have a solution to how I was feeling. It's not polite, and I'm not going to say it on stream, though. Here we go. Last quest for Miner. This is actually quite quick compared to my other streams. Clalin, thank the gods you're here. It's Wide Gully. He's gone and filed the complaint against his father to the concern, citing an abuse of power. It has forced Deep Canyon into a difficult position, to say the least. And though the two of us haven't exactly seen eye to eye of late, I still owe the man a great debt. I would go to him and offer what aid I could, but he's like to spurn even the attempt. I know full well how much I've already asked of you, but I would be eternally grateful if you'd lend Deep Canyon aid in my stead. To get started, it might be best to see what possessed his son to inform on his own flesh and blood. You at the Guildmaster's bidding again? Well, I see no reason not to tell you about the situation. You know most everything everything en road. My old man was foisting dangerous jobs on the guild, forcing its members to risk life and limb for his own agenda. If that ain't the very definition of abuse, I don't know what is. You yourself are on the receiving end of this, I'm sure you'll recall. Kid or no, I couldn't stand by and watch my guildmates being used like pawns in this game. So I went to the concerned upper management and filed the complaint. He hasn't said a word to me since, but I have to guess that he might be willing to speak with you. You've certainly done your fair share for the guild. He's up by the entrance right now. In case you want to hear his side of the story. I do. Because apparently I got no choice. You. It's been some time, Clalin. You're doubtless here as regards my son's accusations. Well, it's just as he claims. No, this ain't gonna spare me what's coming, but I had a reason for my actions. Vengeance. I was supposed to become master of the Miners Guild. Everyone knew I had the best claim. But Adalberta robbed me of the honor. Me, the man who taught her nigh everything she knows about her trade. She went behind my back and conspired with her predecessor. And then Fancy who ended up being chosen to lead. By way of payback, ever since I became vice foreman, I've striven to make Adalberta's life harder than trying to mine with a dull pickaxe. All those outrageous demands to make her look incompetent. At the same time, I went about ensuring my son was well placed to take over as guildmaster. And my plan was about to bear fruit too, till you came along and ruined it by being my son's better. By your expression, I take it you're doubtful of the tale. Well, you need only ask your dear guildmaster. She can vouch for everything I said. Oh, hang on, buddy. Hang on. There's some brown stuff here. What? Deep Canyon believes I cheated him out of becoming guildmaster? That's not it at all. I never aspired to this position. God, I was only an Alamigan refugee, working as hard as I could to get by. I never even dreamed that I could rise as I did. And I suspected even less that it was that self-same dedication to my work that would lead me to being chosen. If I had known that accepting a mantle would tear us apart, lamenting the past won't avail us. I only know that I wouldn't be where I am without the man. I can't allow this misunderstanding to cost Deep Canyon everything. I simply couldn't bear it. I'm not sure there's aught we can still do for him at this point, but we must try. Listen, Wyatt Gull is the one who filed the complaint. If you're to throw your own weight behind some of my concerns, then maybe he could yet do something. Please, Clalin, it would mean so much. Alright. Adalberta wants to help the old man? Truth be told, it ain't my wish to see his career destroyed neither. I only wanted to teach him a lesson, make him know that he can't just use people for his own ends. But now that the concerned knows, it's been taken out of my hands. In their eyes, my father's actions jeopardize relations with the Miners Guild, and nothing could be worse. So they've given him a test. If he's to remain vice foreman, he must prove at the inquest that he still has the confidence of the guild. And they ain't interested in no words. They want hard evidence. That is to say, they're demanding that someone from the guild show him loyalty by going and digging out 3 of the toughest damn chunks of ore there is to find. Dark steel. Problem is, he's got no allies in the guild on account of his own behavior. I certainly don't qualify for the task of being his son. And Adalberta can't do it neither because she's the bleeding guildmaster. That's just how it works. That leaves you, Clalin. We don't have much time before the inquest begins, so you'll have to hurry. And I wasn't exaggerating before. Dark steel's elusive as all hells, located in the snow reaches of Corthus and nowhere else. To actually find the stuff, you first need to use your Truth of Mountains technique to locate unspoiled mineral deposits. Then, and God knows why, you have to survive a night in the cold for the deposit to reveal themselves. Finally, you dig. And you pray. When you have enough chunks of dark steel ore, take them to Adalberta. I'll make sure she knows what's going on. Use the technique Truth of Mountain to locate dark steel ore that appears in the Corthus Central Highlands at 1 a.m. Eorzean time. Mine required quantity, return. Alright. I don't know if I have that or not. don't remember if I do or not. Find out. Now, unspoiled ores, for those who are unfamiliar with mining, is as you just send the cutscenes, they only store up at a certain amount of time. In this case here for Dark Steel ore, it only shows up at 1 a.m. game time. If you look at my screen at the top right-hand side, that's called Eorzean time, or ET. LT means local time, 3:05 p.m. for me, which is Eastern Standard Time. I don't know who that is. Oh, it's Slug Girl. She used to be part of FC. She left. I'm gonna see if I have any Dark Steel ores anywhere on one of my retainers. This I might buy off the auction house, because if I'm waiting till 1 a.m., then game time, I'm waiting for about a good while. Because it's 3:50. Actually, might still be there. It's not just that one. Let's see. Hopefully it's from 1 to 6. So normally they'd be right around here. All right. Go see if I have any from my retainers. I think you only have like 2 in-game hours, if I remember right now. I don't know why it was a. Hope it'd be something different, but yeah. Oh well, it is what it is. Alright, see if any of my retainers have that. If not, I might just buy this off the market board. Although I'm not interested in buying chunks of 99, I just need 3. So, we're going to do what I like to call server hopping. World hopping. Let's try this. If I can't find only 3, what I'll do, I'll just buy a small, one of the smallest chunks I can find. And then, use what I need, the 3 I need, as well as the rest. I'm just going to sell on the market board in chunks of 3. Unless I got lucky and find the 3 I need. Yeah, it's also a waste of time in case I don't find it. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about fucking. Oh, maybe we'll be lucky. This is what I'm talking about. Here, I'll buy these 5. You happy with that? Back home we go. White Gullet told me all about the situation. Be sure you bring in the Darksteel ore as soon as you've got it. Now, I feel this bears mentioning, but regarding how to go about obtaining the ore, it may sound ridiculous, but it's exactly as White Gully says. You need the endurance to survive a night in Korthus, and the technique through the mountains to locate unspoiled mineral deposits. 12 speed your way. Darksteel ore. A decent-sized piece of rock containing the metal Darksteel. Incredible, Clalin. Your talents are truly boundless. Hopefully these will suffice to spare Deep Canyon. But let's make haste to the inquest. White Gully is already on his way. Fancy room. Well, did you get a guild member to bring you Darksteel ore? Because make no mistake, Deep Canyon, if you came to the inquest empty-handed, we will end you. We will end you. Your time with the concern will just be a memory. Well... We have the ore right here, procured by Clalin's Raft of the Miners Guild. So shiny. Be good. She isn't lying. This is Darksteel and some of the finest I've ever seen. Just no ordinary miner who can find Darksteel, let alone stuff that looks this good. Seems your reputation is well earned. Go market board! I would do the actual thing if I didn't have to wait about an hour for the next 1 a.m. That said, we're hardly here to question your ability. Though I find myself wondering as to your motives. Why did you bring the ore? I know the same. Why stick your neck out for him? He's giving you nothing but trouble. What in the 7 hell is you trying to pull, Adabarta? I don't need anyone's pity, yours least of all. I'm not here to give you my pity, but to clear up the misunderstanding between us. Misunderstanding? Listen to me, Deep Canyon. I never wanted to become a guild master. The responsibility was thrust upon me, and there was naught to be done for it. God, when my name was being bandied about the position, my first instinct was to take myself out of consideration. I spoke to the guildmaster in private, as you say, but it wasn't to connive against you. It was to give up my claim. You expect me to believe that? If I had truly betrayed you back then, why would I have bothered to come here? But if that's true, then everything I've done... By the 12, to have taken this so far... You don't have to admit defeat, Father. Adabarta beat you out on her own merits. You knew this in your heart, but you refused to accept it. In your pride, you convinced yourself that she betrayed you, but by doing so, you only validated why you were passed over for Guildmaster in the first place. Please, Father, let go of the past. Accept that you were beaten, as I have with Clalin, and let's start over. You have it in you to do so, Deep Canyon, to begin anew. I know of your love for mining more than anyone. If you'd be willing to try again, I promise you the Guild's full cooperation. Full cooperation? Are you sure about this? I would leave the past where it belongs. In the past. The Guild only wants to move forward and to continue working with the concern. Clalin was the biggest victim in this whole affair, yet she is willing to give Deep Canyon another chance. She wouldn't have brought the Darksteel ore with otherwise. That's well and good, but what about you? Can you really forget everything he's done? I can. Above all else, I miss my old friend and mentor. To get him back, I will forgive much and more. Adalberta. Well, I'm inclined to lay this matter to rest. Any objections, Cece? Cece? If you're satisfied, brother, then so am I. Then it is settled. Vice Foreman Deep Canyon, by request of the Minerals Guild, you shall retain your present office at Ameljan Sun's Mineral Concern. Through hard work, I trust that you will make amends for past transgressions. I'm full glad that it's over. Clalin, I would have a word with you in private. Would you mind returning to the Guild with me? And here we are. I asked you so that I might thank you properly. Had you not been on hand to help, Deep Canyon's career would have ended prematurely and in disgrace. Worse, I might have lost my dear friend forever. I owe you a debt that I'll likely never be able to repay. But look at you. In no time at all, you've grown into a miner who can make the earth yield up even Darksteel ore, the rarest of metals. There's nothing left for me to teach you. As an adventurer, you'd like to find yourself in all corners of the realm. But wherever your road takes you, I want you to practice our craft for the good of all. Go well, Clalin, and may your toils never go unrewarded. Yay! This concludes Miner's Quest for Clalin Reborn. To get the next series, you have to get there's some requirements, like getting Heaven's Ward, as well as getting that main scenario quest before the dawn completed. Which I'll get that later on. And that everyone, is the end of the Clalin Reborn's Miner's Quest line. As I mentioned before, I'm going to be doing another stream later on. This will be the end of this stream for now. I'll be back later on for a second stream to work on one of the crafts. Depending on how quickly the story progresses, perhaps two. One for sure, and we'll see where that takes us. For now, thank you for joining for this afternoon edition, and I look forward to seeing you all later tonight. If you like what you've seen, click on like, click on subscribe, click on follow. I don't want to subscribe it, so just like and follows to be updated for your future events. Till then, take care. Have yourself a great couple of hours, because I'll be back. Take care.